good evening, listeners and viewers of TDN, and of course, my listeners of This Week in Interview. Welcome to this episode of This Week in Interview with your host and guide, Anthony Drago. It's a pleasure to spend an hour also with you tonight, Wednesday. So, welcome. I invite you to share the link and share the live with your friends and family. Let them know that this weekend interview is live, and we are, as usual, bringing you a great topic for discussion. One of my favorite things to do is to introduce up and coming artists. In this instance, my guest tonight is an author and a poet, Miss Annette Phillip, and I'm super excited to have her as my guest. I watch her post on Facebook about her work. She's so passionate and so engrossed and so in the write up to my post, I said she's unafraid, she's unabashed, and she just believes so strongly in her work. And so she's my guest tonight. We're going to be talking about her latest book, Her Words Unleashed. Her Words Unleashed. That in itself, signifies, just bursting out of some kind of situation where it just seems like there is some kind of freedom, some kind of spirited advancement. So I'm anxious to talk to her about what the title of that book means. But take a quick break, give you a chance to grab some water or whatever your favorite beverage is for you to share the like and the link with your friends and families. Let them know that this week in interview is on and they should be tuned in, locked in. We have an exciting program on tap. So let's do this and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, listeners. I hope you had a chance to grab your favorite drink and to invite one or two people to watch this week in interview with us. Join us because, as we say, the information that we share is so poignant, it's so relevant and so live that the more people who hear it, the better that we are in terms of the message that we're trying to give. Those of you who are listening in Dominica, RVR Jams Radio carries this week in interview live on DG Play Channel 59. So, good evening to you on the Nature Isle. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday evening. Also, in the Toronto area, Radio Online SBE carries this week in interview live. So, good evening to you as well. And as always, I like to show appreciation to the management of those two radio stations who carry us live. We have some other stations that carry us not live, but they do the reruns, and we appreciate them as well. You know who I really appreciate? The regular listeners, you who come back every Wednesday night to spend that hour and a half with us. Sometimes I indulge and we go 2 hours. One or two occasions we went 2.5 hours. I don't even want to say that loud. But sometimes the topics are just that juicy, the informative. We sink our teeth in it, and it has so much to handle that we can go for almost 3 hours and still keep you engaged because you stay with us. And if tonight is the first time that you listen to this weekend interview, I don't want you to feel left out. I want you to feel welcome, and I want you to enjoy yourself so much that you too becomes a regular listener and viewer of this week in interview. I hope you're having a great week so far. Lots going on, but tonight our focus is on the work of a very prolific, very talented, very creative, very energetic young author by the name of Miss Annette Phillip. She, in fact, her Facebook name is Author Annette Phillip. She identifies she has embodied and embraced her role and her identity as a writer. And she writes prose, she writes poetry, and she joins us tonight because Annette has just released her new book, Her Words Unleashed. Her Words Unleashed. And when I saw the book, I saw the title, I saw the cover, I was like, that's pretty interesting. And knowing Annette, I know there's a story behind that. So here she is to share her work with us. Annette, you're not a stranger to this weekend interview, but it's always a pleasure to welcome you back. Welcome.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm not sure I did this weekend interview though. I watched the
You,
guest
you,
on this weekend interview, but I
you've
don't
been
think
on this poetry slam,
right.
right?
Yes, that I did,
And
but
I
not
think you
not
were on with
push past 10.
no, we don't know, with the expo, with Maslin's expo,
Oh yes,
um
definitely
last year
yes.
when we did the diaspora
Right.
Expo.
Yes.
I'm putting in a plug right there. It's a good time to put a plug, right? 8th of
Yes.
June. The 8th
Yes.
of June is
Mm-hmm.
the Diaspora and
Dominican Diaspora
Expo.
Art Expo.
Is
Yeah,
the
the third
third
one.
one, right? In Irvington, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
767 is, I know, is number of the
Stuyvesant.
house, Stuyvesant Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
Irvington, New Jersey. See, I even know Maslin's address by
Me too.
heart.
After doing a few reels, I learned that address by heart. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm,
So yeah, mark your calendar, the 8th of June. I heard
yes, I'm
I
gonna be
missed the
there.
second one because I was traveling.
Yes,
I
I
heard it
remember
was
that.
really good.
Yes, it
Um,
was.
yeah, and are you also going to be an exhibit there this year again,
Again.
right?
Hmm.
All right, that's super
Yeah.
exciting. But for those of our listeners who probably were not with us before the last time that you were on, and since you said this is the last time that you have I have you to myself, all to myself, on this weekend interview. I want you to spend a little time and introduce yourself to the audience. Who is Annette Phillip, author Annette
Yeah.
Phillip?
Yeah. Yeah. Author Anette Phillip, that's what I go by professionally.
Hmm.
And it was an idea that my illustrator, Eric Hutchinson, shout out to Eric. He's the one that had me, that I started doing the reels and all this different reels and content you see on Facebook. It's
Hmm.
because of him. He helped me to market and he told me what to do. And he said to me, you cannot only sell your book. You have to, there's social media now, so you have to put your stuff on there. And then for a month, he trained me. And it wasn't just like I just came and do it. He trained me for a month. And after that, yeah, from June last year, 2023, I just started doing it.
You just embrace it. You've been killing it,
Mhm.
Annette.
Thank you. So I am originally from the Commonwealth of Dominica, and I was born. Well, I was not born in Roseau. I was born in Fort Saint Jean. My parents were from there, and so I was adopted at birth. And Ruth Agatha Phillip adopted me from birth.
Mm.
So the first lane, Dupinis Lane, Goodwill by the roundabout. Everybody, when you say that, they already know the house. The woman that lived there, the owner of the house, was my mother.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
yeah, she was
Mm.
my mother. It's a very well known person. She worked in the hospital as an operator, and everybody knew her. Oh my God, she was the loving person. And we lost her in 2022 November. And so yeah,
Condolences. It's not you.
yeah.
That emptiness never goes away, right?
No, it doesn't. And but I always love to read
Mm.
and love to write. So, but mommy was the only person that knew that, honestly, and my teachers, obviously. I was very, very good in English from a young age. I learned to read. I think my mother said I learned to read at 2 years or something like that. Yeah, I talked early. I learned to read early by 5 years. She said I was reading magazines and books by five. And I don't know, I just loved reading. And so I remember this friend of mine in primary school. Oh my God, it was so funny. We would just see different things like a tree or something like that. And then we would just make a song out of it.
Wow.
Da, 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 up a one arrow. I would just like make songs out of anything. And like my girl Brenda Royer, and Brenda and I would just do all kinds of stuff and like that. And then I remembered I loved reading. A lot of times on a Saturday afternoon when my mother would be looking for me, I'd be under the covers reading, and then
Reading.
I'd fall asleep. Yeah. And so I did that a lot. And then I would do the short stories, and I would do the little poems, and I would bring it to her, my mother. Nobody else knew because
Mhm.
we didn't know anything was going to come out of it. It was just something that I loved doing, and my mother was like, she was okay with it, and that was it,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
I remember you in Roseau, and
Oh yeah,
I would swear that maybe your passion was dolls and fashion, and because
yeah, that
you're
too.
always
Yeah,
dressed in an eclectic manner
my
as well.
mother, my
Mm.
mother was the one that she was the one. She was the one that taught me about fashion. I remember when she would go to the U.S. and I would be home still, and then she would buy little pink shorts. That's maybe why I love pink, and little pink sunglasses to go with it. I remember that
Mhm.
so well. I remember pajamas, and I had this little lacy little matching pants, pantaloons, what they call them, and tops matching, fancy little pajamas. I remember mommy would buy for me, and I just was always, she always just make me look really prissy. And I was wear socks, and I had to have ribbons. That's what they had at the time. I always had a match. There's my little fashion lady. She
Yeah,
taught me
I remember
fashion.
that.
And
So
I did modeling.
you did modeling as well, right?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
modeling and stuff like that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
she helped you to express yourself,
She
not be
did.
bashful at expressing your personality.
But I
Because
was
sometimes
introvert though.
you were introvert as well.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't show. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I was.
Right. Because and now we see you on Facebook and you do your stories, you do your reels,
Mm-hmm.
and you're always dancing or doing something very expressive that points to someone who's very comfortable in showing whatever ideas that you have. Some of us might be shy. We might say, "Oh, if I jump,
The dancing was something I loved since I was a little girl too.
hmm hmm
Dancing was so it really worked out well for me because I loved to dance as a little girl, and my mother encouraged me again. Mommy always would be like, when I was a little girl, I went into carnival at 5 years old, and I remember those little incidents like in carnival, and she'd have a big straw hat. And I remember I was a little thing, and she'd be like, "Put up your hands, Annette. Put up your hands. Dance. Put up your hands." I remember that
hmm
vividly.
hmm
And
hmm
at home, though, at home, I would be dancing every song. I'd be just dancing. When we used to have a lot of parties at our home, every time it was one of us' birthday. One time she had a party for our dolls, and she made a birthday cake, and we had a party, and it was music, and I would always be the one first to that. But outside, that wasn't happening. You wouldn't see me like that outside.
Right.
But
You had to be in
inside,
that comfortable space. That comfortable
mm,
space.
yeah,
Right. So this latest work that you just released, Her Words Unleashed,
yeah.
that title is pretty interesting.
Thank
What
you.
was the evolution? Is there a story behind why you have it? You have the that title?
I do. So, and it's funny. My designer and I don't know, I wanted to do something with the voice, the mouth, you know. And I came up with, I would just get up in the early morning and think of something to do with the voice. I think I had the voice something, but then when we tried to put it with the AI picture, we couldn't get it. But I just wanted something with the mouth, anything telling you who I am.
hmm
And my poems, I've been writing those poems, I think, as far back as maybe 10 years. I have poems, 10 years
hmm
going forward. And when I was writing them, I was writing based on experiences. Some of them were happy poems, some of them
hmm
were sad poems, some of them were how I look at. I always look at human beings as one, we're one race. And I always never liked how people look at the color of our skin tone. And so I have a couple poems that talk about that. And then so that's experience how I look at life and how I saw things. And then there's a couple where I endured some physical kind of abuse when I was growing up. And so there was a couple that, or one or so that I kind of like, I got angry one day, and I think some of them was based on my emotion at the time. I just got angry one day and I said, no, I just wanted to write that one. And I just decided to write this one. And then there was another one where somebody hurt me. I had a friend and I didn't like the way she treated me. And so I wrote something about that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I wrote a dash of pink, which is pink is my favorite color. And I felt like I didn't like that. I don't like darkness. I don't like darkness. I don't do well with darkness. And not that I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of the dark. My mother never taught me to be afraid of the dark. So sukuya and all those things, I wasn't really afraid of those things growing up because she never really told me about those things, and she never made me afraid of them. So I never really was afraid of that. Going to funerals, yes, I was,
Mm-hmm.
but those kind of things I wouldn't. And so Pink, Dash of Pink was a poem. I wanted to just be bright. I want everybody to know I'm bright, you know.
I
I
don't know
have
if
a dark
Sam.
side.
I don't know if Sam has a photo of the cover of the book on hand that he can
Oh,
put up so folks can see. If you can, to see what you're talking about. The book has a really nice tones of pink, different shades of pink. And I think
yeah.
that would be awesome. So I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just sorry.
No,
It
it's
just came to
okay.
my mind that if
Yeah.
that what you were describing
Hmm.
is so relevant to what the cover of the book looks like, and it's a very very pretty cover.
Thank you,
Yeah.
my
So
designer. She's a great job.
yeah,
Jamie
yeah.
Best, big up to Jamie Best, my designer. She put everything together. The
Hmm.
thing about it is with the poetry book, I'm me.
Hmm.
I'm unique in my own creative way.
Right.
I would dress if I want to put like one long earring and one short earring or color my hair pink or blonde or whatever. I do it because I want to do it.
Right.
So I just the kind of person that it's all about me,
Hmm.
like what I want. So when I thought of the idea of the book, I said to her, I want it to show me
Hmm.
who I am, reflects me. And so when she came up with the idea of like all the images in the book is my face, every single one. The men in the book is my face.
Hmm.
The women, different color tone, different hair texture, everything is my face. There's one with a jester, it's my face. Like every single picture in the book, it's my face. In
Right.
AI. In
Hmm.
AI.
Hmm.
I
Use
have the
the
book
eye.
right there.
Hmm. Hmm.
In
Yeah.
AI.
Pull it up, let them see.
So
Let them
this
see
is
the
a dash
cover.
of pink.
All right.
So you see, and if you when you buy the book and you look, you'll see it's my face.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we did that because we wanted to make everybody know it was. So I did this one, coronavirus melancholy during the COVID. I did that one,
Okay.
and
Do
this
you
one
want
is
Do
called.
you want to read one of them to give an idea of what the works are like?
Yeah. So the book is in three parts. Um, I did the table of contents myself. When she showed me, she picked the color.
Hmm.
So when she picked the color, she knows I love pink. I was like, oh my God, isn't that too bright for everybody to look at? But I was like, you know what? It's me. That's the
Hmm.
whole point. It's about me. So
Hmm.
I did the table of contents and I did the book in three parts. So I did part one, the love and heartbreak train. So
Hmm.
all the poems in that part is about love and heartbreak. And then part two is a whimsical with a touch of color and flair, which is me. That's who I am. And then the third one is all the way to the depths of my soul, I cry out, which is the dark parts of me, like things that happened to me that was sad, depression, getting hurt, the way I look at the world, the way I look at humanity. I even wrote one about slavery. I don't know which one should I read. When I
No,
was sick with my lung, I wrote one
you want
about
to read a
that.
dash of pink? I like the
Yes,
subtitle
and I
that one.
actually won. So a few of the poems in here,
Hmm.
I won in competitions. I got medals, and one of them became a published poem in an anthology book.
Mm.
So
You're an
I
award
saved that.
winning poet
Yes,
and author,
yes,
Annette.
that's what they said. Award winning. I had
Award winning.
award winning poems. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So a dash of pink is one I love. I actually did a poetry video of it. So some people that know me would have seen it already.
Hmm. Hmm.
It really does explain who I am, who author Annette Phillip is, who I am. A dash of pink. Dull does not become me. The pale, monotonous, I laugh at, for they never defined me. A world in black and white would cause me to shrivel up and die, for I am as bright as the brightest butterfly. The little girl inside me screams to show off the colors that make a girl girly, a woman a woman. The color pink is my absolute favorite. It brings out the very essence of who I have become. The little girl who loved pink candy canes, pink bubblicious bubblegum, which made the biggest pink bubbles no one could miss. Pink skirts, pink shorts, and my dazzling pink sunglasses made me look like a princess from another era. The sheer color of pink and the flamboyant nature that it adorns with that dazzling ray of different shades. The world would be a simpler place if colors were lighter, for it would bring about so much laughter. A night on the tongue and ready to make a splash is what it's about. How about a blue dress? And what accessories could I wear to make me look so debonair? I got it. What goes with blue? Why, pink is a good mix. Pink palms, pink bracelets would catch someone's eye. Definitely not blah looking, more like dazzle razzle superstar in the making. The trees are green, and that's amazing. The clouds are white, and that's also amazing. The earth is brown, the sea is blue, but without a dash of rose pink, ruby pink, ultra pink, and creamy pink. Tell me, where would we be? In a world lacking in fashion, pizzazz, creativity, no future insight to vanity. We need flair and dramatics, fashionistas in our market, and I propose to get us started. We need to paint the tongue and make it look oh so darn pink-tastic.
That's incredible. That it's light, it's
Thank
fun,
you.
but it's also people can identify with that. Somebody who's having maybe not their best day could
Mhm.
actually go out and wear pink and start to feel bubbly. One of the
Yeah.
listeners is saying, well, initially I asked if anybody is familiar with Annette's reels and her Facebook stories, and this one person says yes, they are. They're very familiar, and she says that Annette is awesome,
Thank
and she
you.
takes risk. Go out, she goes out there and do her thing.
Thank
So
you.
that describes it very well. So you would say if somebody would ask you to pick a color that represents your personality, you would definitely choose pink.
It would be pink. I'm not wearing it tonight, but it's my color.
Is there a little bit of pink on your earring? The L?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Maybe
think I
it's
have
red
pink on.
because you're Rasta color, Rasta color.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That's like
the
to go with the
nails are
top.
pink, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love pink. That goes without saying. Yeah.
So, but pink has so many shades. You mentioned a few of them in that
hmm
poem. Do
It
you
does.
do you just like all pink or
I do, but I like fuchsia more, which is kind of this one,
that one, right? The top one,
the
right?
really bright one. Yeah, I go as bright as I can. I like
So
rose pink as well.
y- you have a children's book,
Two.
uh, and I've read your novel.
You have.
Brilliantly written, as a matter of fact.
Thank
It's
you. Thank you so
engaging.
much. Thank you.
Um, it takes you along, and you really, really, really feel like you're in the room with the characters.
Thank
Excellent
you.
book. We'll talk.
Thank
We'll
you.
introduce the audience to some of your other work so they can go get their work.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, Chatterbox says love from Trinidad, Annette.
Is that you,
But
Hazel?
and then you're a poet. w-
I am.
does any one of those genres seem to sit with you, settle in your soul a little bit more comfortable, or do you navigate around them equally?
I think I do navigate. Honestly, poetry will be my first love because I can just be sitting down there and, like last week, for instance, I had an incident on my job where I'm a nanny and my boss doesn't really like the baby to cry, and I believe I feel like tears is so important. And then when I lost my mother last year, I was kind of embarrassed because I want to cry so many times anywhere, and sometimes I would hold it back. And so last week I just decided to write a poem, Tears.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that poetry, maybe I should say poetry would come first, because it's just because I can express myself faster and
Mm-hmm.
write something faster as opposed to a novel or a children's book,
Right.
you know. So I would say when I have to think about writing something right away, which I can put on paper, I would go with poetry, because I can really express it any way I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because I write about all different types of things. I don't stick with one type of poetry, genre
So
or
it's
whatever.
more spontaneous. Yeah, your poems are
Yes,
more
exactly.
spontaneous.
But when you telling me about my Sammy, my children's book, like for instance, like Sammy 1 and 2, I have two children's book, and the
Mm-hmm.
third one I just finished writing it early in the year. The third Sammy. So that was something I had to sit down and think, because we're gonna put all three together, merge them together, and do a hardcover, which I'm
Mm.
excited about, because I'm
Wow.
gonna get them into the libraries when they're in hardcover, which is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
better.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so like the Sammy story, I had to like cogitate and tell myself, what am I gonna do? The first one was about he was curious. The second one, he got bullied. What am I gonna do for him this time that's gonna be relatable? So that's something I had to work on, think on. So, and then I did come up with an idea, self-esteem, which I think a lot of people suffer with, especially adults, even adults, I mean. So when you're talking about, I love all the different things that I can do, but when I'm thinking about an emotion or writing about something, and then I do open mic. So then poetry comes faster to just write something and go to the open mic and just bring it out. But I basically love writing everything. So,
So when you say open mic, you're talking about events where you show up and you're able to
mhm.
okay,
Express myself in poetry form.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have one coming up next couple weeks.
Put up an open mic
Mhm.
poetry. Okay. Right in Brooklyn?
Yes, in Queens. It's
Uh-huh.
in. I have my books. A few of my books are in two bookstores right now, and this
Mm-hmm.
one particular bookstore that it's in, I do open mic there as well.
So tell us about the bookstore where some of us live close to
So
Queens.
right, so I'm in two bookstores
Mm-hmm.
presently. Q
Mm-hmm.
and Willow bookstore. It's in Queens. Oh my God, I don't know the
Just
address,
tell us
and
the
I'm
name
sorry.
nowadays with
Q and
Google.
Willow, yeah, Q and Willow bookstore, and
So when you
the
say
book
Q, just the letter Q.
K as in cat, as in kite. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
E
Uh-huh.
W and
KEW and
Willow
Willow.
W
Uh-huh.
ILLOW,
Uh-huh.
and the Bookery Inc. That one is in Atlas Mall in Queens. Yeah,
Bookery
the Bookery. Yeah.
Inc.
So I'm
Oh,
I'm trying to get it into another bookstore. I'm just waiting on Ingram's Park to give me the okay, but the bookstore already want me in there, and
okay.
so
So when is that open mic?
on May 24th at 7 p.m. at Q and Willow Bookstore.
May
I usually
24th.
carry my open mics live, or I do a recording so everybody can see my performance after. But it's at Q and Willow Bookstore on May 24th.
May 24th.
I said a
Q and
Friday.
Willow
I think that's a
Bookstore.
Friday.
It's a
Let me see.
Friday.
I got it right. 24th. My calendar's right there.
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right. So you're going to take
7.
part in an open mic.
Yeah, I register. You have to register, and
Mhm.
so I follow them on Instagram, and I get emails and messages, and so they already signed me up. So I'm excited to be a part of another open mic.
So
Yeah.
are you going to perform like maybe one poem?
You have like 5 minutes, so I can
Mm-hmm.
maybe do two or three in five
So
minutes.
and do you plan to do
So
it from your book or you're going to
yes, I'm excited about that, because two of my books are in their books already, and I
Mhm.
told them I had an upcoming poetry book. So I am going to read from the poetry book, and hopefully they take this book as well, and
Mhm.
people buy the book, the
Yeah, yeah,
books.
yeah, yeah. I'm
One
happy.
shot.
I'm happy that you say that because that's one I always try to encourage my audience.
Yeah.
Yes, we love that you tune in and you watch a show, you see the program, but let's give the support, let's show the love by actually purchasing a book. Before we take the break, let's tell folks where the books are available.
Yes. So all my books right now are available on my website, which I'm so happy. A couple weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago, my website was finally finished building.
Hmm.
And so it's on authorannettephillip.com.
Let's
So
say that
once you
again.
go,
Let's say that again.
yeah,
Author as in writer, right?
yes, Annette, my
And
name, first and last name,
so
dot
Annette is
com,
spelled A
N E T
N
A
N
N E T T E
E T
P
T
H I L L I P.com. Yeah.
All right, just pause. Let me make sure they get it.
Yeah.
So it's author as in the writer.
Mm-hmm.
Annette is spelled with two N's and two
And two
T's.
T's.
And
Mm-hmm.
Philip is spelled with two
Two
L's.
L's. Yeah.
So it's author AnnettePhillip.com.
.com.
You can get her
Yes.
books there as
On my
well. And
website. And they are
mhm,
also available on Amazon.
mhm,
Well, all of them except Her Words Unleashed. All of them are on Amazon in paperback format. Her Words Unleashed so far is not on Kindle format as yet. We're
mhm,
getting there. And Santa, Where Are You? One of my books, it's there in Kindle format, not in
mhm.
paperback format.
Learn
It's
paper.
a lot of money, yeah, to put these things together. So that's
Yeah.
why for me it's
That's why I
gonna
want to
be,
encourage our
yeah.
listeners to support.
And thank you.
But if
And
they go
Ingram
to
Spark also.
Ingram's Spark.
Ingram Spark, yeah.
Okay.
I have a few
But
on
if they
Ingram
go
Spark.
to author AnnettePhillip.com, you mail it directly to them so they get a chance to get a signed book.
Yes, you can get a signed autograph, and
Mhm,
also the money. I get the money. Like the
mhm.
money's mine.
Yeah, you
When you go on
get
Amazon, not saying you cannot go on Amazon, but I get much less if you buy from Amazon as opposed to if you buy from my book. You know, my website.
right. Your
You
website.
know,
So
and I also have merch on my website
uh-huh.
also. So I have for my Sammys, I have erasers, I have pencils, I have keychains,
Hmm.
I have Nola earrings, and I have stickers for now. That's the merch I
Hmm.
have for
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Developing a whole persona,
yeah.
author Annette Phillip.
My illustrator, which is he's my web designer and everything. He told me, let's go with this first. Let's do this first. Let's see how it works out. We take
Hmm.
it slow, organically, and then from there, when the merch starts to really sell, and then we can add other stuff. But for now,
Right.
that's what I'm gonna do. And then people start buying, and then they get more interested. Then we can up, the ante. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Those are lovely earrings, by the way. I see
Thank
Africa. I see a map
you.
of Africa there. The
That's my Bob
continent.
Marley earrings.
Yep, I see that.
Mm,
Yeah, the ice green
mm,
and gold. Yeah. So
yes.
folks, if you joined us late, my guest tonight is Miss Annette Phillip, author Annette Phillip. Her website is author.AnnettePhillip.com. She is a writer, a poet, award-winning poet, by the way, and she has just released her latest work of poetry, Her Words Unleashed. And let's hold up the cover of the book so they can see. You see, it's so beautiful. They have
Thank
lips,
you.
and the words are coming out of the lips, unleashed, which I think suits the persona that Annette has been creating. When you
Yeah.
see her on Facebook, she's large, she's unleashed, she's not shy, she's
I know.
unabashed, So I
It's
think it
funny.
fits right there. But we're going to take a quick break. We get a word from our sponsors. When we come back, and it's maybe going to read one more poem for us, and we are going to talk about some of her other works because summer is coming up. She has a children's book that she has produced. She has a lovely novel called Nola. Wonderful read. Um, it's pegged right in there where young people would identify with it, and older folks like myself would still find it engaging. I really love reading that book. So we'll introduce you to some of our other works. So stay tuned. Let's do a quick word from our sponsors.
Presented by. People say I've got a great smile. Well, I have to say, this is all thanks to the professional team at Beacon Dental Group right here in Dorchester, Massachusetts. I've got world-class dental care. Beacon Dental Group has expert and caring staff dedicated to providing the most advanced and satisfactory treatment in all aspects of oral health. Their services are designed to meet your needs and give you a perfect smile, too. General checkups, cosmetic surgery, Gemini laser service, and advanced procedures, all in a state-of-the-art facility. Call or visit Beacon Dental Group today, 1026 Blue Hill Avenue, Dorchester, Massachusetts, or call 617-282-2146 for a smile that lights the world.
How much Dominican history do you know? Want to learn some fun facts? We have a great and fun way to test your knowledge and learn more about our history. Get your copy of Dominic Anu, Dominica in Puzzle. Fun for the whole family. Available now on Amazon.com. Visit pushpast10.com to learn more. Email us at dominicainpuzzle@gmail.com or call 877-698-9894. Looking to promote your business, engage current customers, and reach new people? Well, look no further. From the basic presentation to a fully fledged advertisement, use your video ads to attract customers. At Man's Audiovisual Productions, we do just that. We produce videos for business and event promotions, product demo videos, animated explainer videos, fundraiser ads, and much, much more. Engage your clients and sell online. We customize the video to match your brand design. Guaranteed to play flawless on all devices, including smart TVs. Contact us at telephone number 203-690-4342 or 767-245-6238. Visit our website, mansaudiovisual.com, or email us at derekvideo@gmail.com.
Thanks for staying with us through the break. Um, Sam, if you put the link back up where folks can see it, for those who don't have it saved as yet, they can know where they can get this weekend interview on TDN Radio, because we have one link. When you click on that one link, you can make your choice as to how you want to listen to your favorite program on TDN Radio. So it's on there on the screen right now. Link tree that TDN network. When you go into that link, you can go to Instagram, you can go to YouTube, you can go to tdntv.net, you can go to tdnradio.net, you can go to Facebook, different Facebook pages. And if you're looking at us on one of those media, I invite you to give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit the notification bell. Before I go back to Annette, my guest tonight on this weekend interview, we're talking about primarily about her latest release, Her Words Unleashed. Is a book of poem. It's just a wonderful, beautiful book. The content is great. However, it's such a beautiful book. It would sit quite nicely on your coffee table or on one of your corner tables and just be a real beautiful conversation starter. And then when you open it, the poems in there are wonderful poems as well. Let me just say good evening to a regular guest, Miss Didi Easter. Yeah, every Wednesday. Really appreciate that. Soaps as well. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend some time with us on a Wednesday night over every Wednesday night. This is the 14th season of this week in interview. And there's some folks who's been with us every Wednesday night for several years now. So I really appreciate that. Rowena family, what's up, Nis? Thank you for being here. She says good evening. Uh, who else is on here? I can only see if you're on here, by the way, if you chat, if you say something. We have a lot more people than what Chatterbox Chronicle. I think Annette says she was I can't remember Hazel's name, I think she said. But Chatterbox Chronicles is here as well. She says, Annette is so brave. I'm paraphrasing. She goes out there and she does her thing. Um, and she sends love to you from her Trini Passy. Uh, Judy Francis is here, of course, a regular for the TDN as well. Julie J. Joe. Hi, Annette. I late but wanted to pop in to support. Welcome, welcome. Uh, and of course, awesome girl, you rock. Annette is a rock star. All right. And Lister George says, "Hey, Annette, Phillip. late wanted to support you. Definitely, so welcome, guys. It's a pleasure to have you. It's always wonderful to have you and to see the participation. Before the break, we were talking about the importance of buying the book, supporting the authors, buying the work. Marlene, I'm sorry, Tavernier, great job on it. Um, buy the book. That's how you show your support. And it's not, sometimes you buy something because you want to support. But in the case of the work that we are presenting tonight from Annette, yes, you will be supporting, but you will get a lot out of the work. That those poems, you will find more than a few poems that you can identify with, more than a few poems that it might be the perfect poem for you to celebrate. It might be the perfect poem for you on a day that you're feeling bubbly. We're in spring and you're going to a cocktail party, a barbecue in the summer, and you're wearing your nice dress. There's a poem in there that helps buoy your spirits. You're going through a little bit of a rough time, a go puer, a tabanca. There's a poem in there that helps you get over being badly treated by somebody that you care about. um, Martha says, I'm here, Tony. Welcome, Martha. Martha is always here every week.
Oh,
I appreciate the support. So you will, so not only that you will be supporting Annette, but you'll also be getting a lot of value for your money. And the money is important, of course, because as she explained, um, some doing those things is expensive. So although I would love for Annette to become a New York Times best-selling writer and making money, real money from her work, um, the step we are right now is for her to recover uh, her investment, her input, because she gets so much pleasure from what she does. I think if she can just do it and break even, that is a good step. And wouldn't it be awesome if she could make a living from it? And then imagine how much more magical work we would get from Annette if she could do more writing. So I really encourage you to support the authors. If you have a child in your life, buy the books. You have a loved one, send them the gifts instead of going and buy something else, maybe another piece of jewelry that they wear one time because they have so much already and they wear it once every 5, 6 years. Buy them a book. Buy them a book of poems. Somebody that you care about, your crush that you may have. Buy them a book of poems that's romantic and expresses your feelings. I'm just really, really, really encouraging you to support the artists, support the author. So, Annette, I'm going to ask you, I don't know if you're ready, if you have another one queued up. Uh,
yeah, I have one.
yeah, so let's start the second session if you're just reading another one of
Yeah.
the author's
So
poems.
before I start, I want to say that first of all, I know that not everybody's into poetry. I get it.
Who's not into
Po-
poetry?
and a lot of you be surprised. A
No, I'm
lot of
just messing.
people, yeah. It's an acquired taste, and there's all different types and styles of poetry. But what about my poetry book that's different is that it's relatable. And like Anthony mentioned earlier, and I just wanted to reiterate that my poems are relatable to
Hmm.
everything and everyone. And I even wrote one about an egocentric man. You know, some of us go like he was talking about Gopal. He was talking about things like that.
Gopal. Some people call it tabanka. Some people call
Right. So
it.
a lot of the poems in there is experiences I had with boyfriends. Well, one in particular. But I got so mad at one time at him that I decided to write a poem about him, the egocentric man. So some of
Hmm.
you might could identify having a boyfriend and he's all about himself. No offense to you, Anthony, but I'm just saying, when it comes to like, nothing against men, but it's a feeling. Like I said, I write my poems with sometimes going through, and so I was going through that, and I was this egocentric man, and then some people can relate to the egocentric man, and then I wrote one a simple man, which doesn't mean he's dumb, but I just see him in a different way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I could do the simple man. So this is the simple man. Can I like
The one
So
with the hat and the tie and that's your version of a simple man, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And
Mm-hmm.
well, when you listen to the poem, you'll get why. I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. For
Right.
sure. I'm just messing.
Yeah, I know. A simple man. What kind of man do you like? What kind of man do you want? How do you think a man should treat you? It's sad, but true, that a lot of us have no idea which one works. I like a man that pays attention to the smallest, insignificant details, the ones that look like they couldn't have a memory added to it. A let's hold hands while we walk kind of man. A let's get a peck on the cheek kind of man. A let's just stare into those beautiful, whatever color eyes that you have kind of man. Wanting to see the windows to your soul so he can understand that delicate flower which is you and no other. Women, however, want complexity, and with it comes dire consequences. We are already complicated. Why strive for more? One would say, but regrettably, we do. A complex man has over exceeding wants and demands. When I say a simple man, don't get me too confused. I know simple comes off like a man with no brains or smarts, but that's so not true. The simple man I speak about, he truly knows how to care, to take control of situations, and to avoid all that drama flair. That's it. So he
Uh,
dressed dapper because he's a man that's going out to take his woman out,
yeah,
to have
yeah, yeah,
dinner.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So a simple
Yeah.
man is a drama-free man.
That's a drama-free man,
That's a
exactly.
drama-free man.
So you see, you might not like poetry, but then somebody could identify and say, okay, I get that. I probably had that kind of man. Oh, I want that kind of man.
Mhm, mhm.
So
It's
I'm going to do it
interesting.
into
It's
audiobook.
interesting that you studied that. What kind of man do you like? And the
Mm.
next one is what kind of man do you
Do you
want?
want?
Those are not
Yeah.
necessarily one and the same.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I mean, I think they're different because I don't know. Sometimes people they want a man based on superficial things. You know what I mean? I don't know. I see it as two difference. Like,
I'm just,
what do
yeah,
you?
just exploring because it
Yeah,
just struck me like,
yeah.
okay, what
I
kind of
think
man do
it.
you like, and then
Actually,
what kind of man do you want?
yeah,
Hopefully,
because sometimes the
those
want
two
might
can be
be,
close together, right?
or the want might be what is good for you, but the like might not be what's good for you. I mean, I don't know. You
The
can tell
one
me what
that
you
you want
want,
might be the one that's not good for you.
and then there can be the one for you.
we would make we would make terrible, and you and I would make terrible relationship coaches, I
Yep.
think.
Sometimes when I write my poems, I write on feelings. Like at the time, I'm just angry, and I'm like, damn, what kind of man do I want? Or like, Sometimes you might like a man that dark skin, or not dark skin, white, or that be a man you might like, but that not necessarily mean that that's a man you would want. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
you know.
All the different facets of it, right?
Yeah,
Didi,
exactly.
Didi
Yeah.
Easter says Annette bubbling personality is like a bright light in this seemingly dark world. Her writing is uplifting and inspiring. Great job. Keep doing
Thank
what you
you.
do. Isn't that beautiful?
Thank you so
Wow,
much.
wow,
I'm
wow, wow,
blushing.
wow.
Thank you so much. I'm going to do it into an audiobook. So people that I know some people, I have a couple friends that like audiobooks, and
Hmm.
that's a new thing. So we're gonna be starting working on it into we're gonna start working on it in making it into an audiobook.
Audiobooks I
So
like because I spend so
yeah,
much time driving. Um,
exactly. So then for I need two men to read. The two poems that men have to read. So I have to try to work on getting two men to read those poems when I'm ready to do the audiobook, which we're going to try to do really soon. Yeah.
yeah, like an audition, and if it works out, then you can use it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Judith says, so I guess I have to buy my books. Judith, what I like the most about your comment is that you said books.
Thank
More
you.
than one, right?
Thank you so much.
So let's spend a couple of minutes talking about your other works, and then we
Yeah.
come back to Her Words Unleashed. You have a couple of children's book,
Yeah. So this
Sammy's
is
Curious
Sam,
Adventure
and Sammy gets bullied.
and
Yeah.
Sammy Gets Bullied.
Bullied.
Uh-huh.
So this is a three-part series book. So this is the two. So I just this early this year I finished writing the third one.
Hmm.
So the first one is about Sammy being curious, which is based on a true story actually. A little boy I was taking care at the time. He was 6 at the time, and he was very curious. And should I say anything? He said he found a lighter and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Let
I
them
don't know
buy
if I
your
should
book
go
and
ahead and say.
yeah. Let them buy your book
I
and
know,
get the
right?
story, right?
And yeah, and then
Mhm.
Sammy gets bullied, which everybody should be able to identify. And what I love is the illustrations are really cute. You
Yeah, this is
know.
beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of money.
I was just going to say.
A lot. You would not believe the amount of money.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
But it's worth it for me because when people buy the books, they compliment me on the illustrations. Apart from the story, they love the illustrations. I love. Let me see. Yeah,
Yeah, that's beautiful. The kids are
it's
really
really
going to
nice.
gravitate towards
They
that.
do. They love the color. They love the brightness.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
have keychains as well.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so the third one is based on self-esteem. And I think a lot of people go into adulthood with low self-esteem. It doesn't just stay there as a kid. You don't grow out of it. Not me. I probably had self-esteem once when I was
You mean
younger.
self-esteem issues?
Yes, low
Hmm.
self-esteem. I had low
Hmm.
self-esteem once when I was
Hmm.
really young. And as soon as I became older and I dealt with my situation, I was no low self-esteem since after that.
No,
Nobody can bring me down, make me think bad about myself, or make me think like or I make me want to follow somebody. I'm always a leader, not the follower. I never follow nobody. I make my decisions on my own. And when you have low self-esteem, you can't do that. Nobody can tell me, okay, let's go over there if I don't want to go. And I was always like that. And because I have confidence. I'm not overly confident because you become an egotist when you become overly confident, but you're
mhm.
confident to let people know, guess what? You can't take advantage of me. You can't use me. You understand?
Right.
So for me, it was really hard to put to think of a third story because I always want my stories to be relatable. And I was like, what could I come up with? First, I said probably Sammy could be a hero, save somebody from drowning. I was like, but is that strong enough though? And then I thought of self esteem. And I said, that's a problem a lot of people have, even grown ups. They never grow out of it. They always feel afraid, intimidated. They cannot, there's just so many things they cannot do. And so I did that. And what I did it is like he wants to be not Sammy, but his cousin wants to be everything else but himself. You
Right.
know?
There's
He is
so many people who do that, you know.
yes,
They have
exactly.
that unhealthy relationship
Exactly.
with an
Yeah.
image about themselves that they're
hmm
chasing and they never catch up to.
Right.
Yeah.
So he says this is a butterfly, and he wants to be the butterfly because it can fly. It can do something that he cannot do. He says this, and so that's where I was going with it. And even Sammy end up insulting Sammy, not realizing that he is because he's so into that. I want to be something else but
Something else.
me,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
me,
Right.
and for me, I'm not like that. I love me. I had a boyfriend one time, and he said to me, he, I don't know what we were talking about, and he felt like when I said I love myself and I love my color of my skin and everything like that, and he's like, "Wow, I cannot believe that you could love yourself like that." And I was like, "Yeah, I do, flaws and all." So for me,
Flaws and
I'm not,
all.
yeah, I'm not that person. I'm not that person, that character in the book. But
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that are like that. And so my books are relatable, and children at a young age already have that problem. So
Okay,
it's really hard.
so Judith is saying you should try to get the children's book with Scholastic to put them in the classrooms.
Oh, that'd be really
So I
nice.
know Judith, so if you want, maybe if I can connect you guys so she can
That'd
give
be
you more
nice.
details if she knows,
Yeah, that'd be
at least
nice.
point you in that direction.
I'm a
Okay.
one-man show, so everything I have to
Mhm. And Cheryl says that you should try to use my voice in one of your books.
Yes, Anthony, I would love that. That's a great idea.
Okay.
I will let you know when I'm
And,
ready.
and Cheryl says
Yeah.
she will pay the bill for that. So
I mean,
it will become no, I'm just messing with you.
no, I have to pay you to use your
I would
voice.
never charge you for that, Annette. Usually
Oh,
my
that's so
support.
sweet.
Um,
But seriously,
but I would
Anthony,
touch
yes.
Cheryl for the idea though.
I want to ask that
We can
you,
try it and see.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll let you know because we're gonna start working on it.
When we did Redemption Road on TDN, I did one role. We'll see how that goes. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'll come back to you because
Hmm.
I really am looking for two male voices, and what I love about my the editor, she does it. She did my Siamese Curious Adventure audiobook,
Okay.
and she did a really really good job. And we're working on the second one right now, and then we're going into the poetry book. So these three
Okay.
are definitely going to be audiobooks. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So that's what your children's book. Do you have the novel
Yes.
Nola?
Oh yes, Nola is here.
Hmm.
Nola's
That book is a
Metamorphosis.
beautiful read.
Thank you. And it's based on the first 25 years of my life. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's me, first 25 years of my life, and from before birth, with my real mother's birth up until I was 25. So
Okay.
I was the one, again, I came up with the cover because for me, Nola, and even for me, because I'm Nola, I metamorphosized, I changed, I transitioned physically, emotionally, mentally. It was three, because physically I was a late bloomer, mentally it affected me, and emotionally I couldn't get boyfriends when I was in high school. I couldn't function with other people. Nobody didn't want me to be their friend. Well, I mean, I had friends. I shouldn't say that. Shout out to Lyra and a couple other friends. But I'm just saying, that I honestly, no, boys were not interested in me when I was 12 and 13, 14, 15 years old. I remember
That's
when
probably a blessing, no? Boys could be a
yeah,
distraction.
yeah, maybe, but then you want to
Even if
be,
it didn't feel that way at the time, right?
yeah, but when your friends have boyfriends and you want to be like that, I mean, you want to be part of the group. You don't want to isolate
Mhm.
yourself too much.
Right.
But so high school was kind of challenging for me. So Nola really talks about that. But what I love about it in the prom section of it, that highlighted that one. That was exciting for me too. My prom, my mother gave me, let's say, leeway. At 18, leeway, high school leeway, get my keys. And that was the first time ever when everybody was going to warehouse at 14 years old. I went at 18 years old. No, 19 after I left high school, way after I left high school, 19. And so that was when I had my leeway and I break away.
Unleashed, huh?
Right, right.
Which is the title of the book. What
Exactly.
and then you have what other work you have?
And then I have Santa, Where Are You? Which is very funny.
Hmm.
I
I
have to
haven't read
say,
that one. I must look
it's
for it.
so funny. It's paperback format on
Hmm.
my website and digital format on my website, and on Ingram's back in paperback format and Amazon in Kindle format. It is very funny, and I started writing this in a workshop. I did a writing workshop. We had to write about a fairy tale, and I was like, "What? Can I do a fairy tale?" And I made it so. I mean, I made it into a modern day fairy tale where I use Sephora, Mary Kay, Netflix. I use things of today into it, and it has like 30 something reviews on Amazon, and people I don't even know the reviews, they said they love the twist. There's a twist at the end. I mean, it's funny. It's for
Let's see how many Christmas gifts
yeah.
we can give this year with Where is Santa? We have an early start. Let's you and I plan to do a campaign to get people to buy this Christmas book
But they won't
as a
regret
Christmas
it.
thing coming. No, they
They
won't.
won't.
And it's a beautiful book.
No, it's really it's
Put it as part of your stocking stuffer for your young kids this Christmas and for older folks too. Which other
yeah.
work you want to
It's
highlight? You want to tell us
so
about?
that's it. That's my
That's it.
five
Okay.
books. That's my
All right.
five books for now. Yeah. Yes.
5 books. Awesome.
Mhm.
Um, say what a great thank you. I didn't realize I should say. Thank you, Miss Chalobos, make me blush. Um, her words unleashed is your latest release. A
Mhm.
beautiful poem. She did two. You see how wonderful that book is? It's really pretty. The different shades of pink, um, the pink lipstick. I mean, you have pink on pink on pink, but it
Yeah,
really sits with each other really, really beautifully.
yeah.
And as I said, and the book is so nicely done that it could
Thank
easily sit
you.
on a coffee table, on a corner table, be a conversation starter. Um, and not just so just for the pretty cover alone, so somebody could buy it. But then what's inside? If the two poems that you read to us is indicative of what is in the book, folks, you're in for a treat. You have no reason not to support Annette. And if you want any more reason, just go on Facebook and see her her presentation of her work, how unabashed and unafraid and brave she presents her work. That alone will tell you the type of material, and you see the quality of the illustrations, which tells you that she pegs her work at a certain standard, at a certain class. There is no way that you would not enjoy, absolutely enjoy this book, Her Words Unleashed. Um, Even if it's titled in the feminine, her words, it's equally applicable to men. So men don't feel left out. Still buy your two women buy it for your sons and your men. It's not a feminine book at all.
No,
The poems that she read tells you.
I there's
Um,
some of them about that men can relate to. There was one I wrote about um what's it called? A freedom that is not my own. That one for me is profound.
mhm,
About being black in America
mhm, mhm,
and how we came from Africa and what happened to us. And I love that she did that.
That's
You know,
beautiful.
it's like
Yeah.
I don't like it to angle it.
I
And
see it.
so
No, you can leave it there. It's there. We can see it. Yeah.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
so it's not only for uh
It's not a girl's book by any means.
no,
Even if
not
it's pink,
no.
even if it's whatever,
It's
it's
just
not a girl's
me.
book.
It's just
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
me.
Mhm.
It's just about me. So I had to do I did it like that because I love I like brightness, and so the book,
Yeah.
it's
That's quality illustrations. It's a beautiful book. I sometimes I get books just because of the way that they are bound. They're beautifully bound. I love books. I'm one of those people that walk around Brooklyn and I see people discard books and I stop and I
oh,
go through the books and see which ones I want to take home.
wow.
I tell you, I have this one right here. This is a beautiful older book.
You found
I
this one on the
I
street?
picked that up on the sidewalk, and it's a
Wow.
beautiful short stories by Stevenson, and I mean the stories in there just incredible. Yeah,
I love short stories.
I
I love
picked
short
this up
stories.
on the sidewalk. I was doing in Bushwick. I was doing a construction project there. I was driving and I
Wow.
saw a pile of books on the side of the road and I stopped and went through them. So buy books because they're
Wow.
beautiful.
They could bring it to the library, the library, they
Yeah,
take them.
yeah. And I picked up the complete works of Dickens on the sidewalk. I picked up complete works of Shakespeare
Wow.
on the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Hopefully you
dumped
don't
it.
get my book on the sidewalk.
Oh no, no, no. Those are books
I'm
that are
just
people
kidding.
people probably moving away. No, but that book is a beautiful book that I wouldn't see somebody discarding that book at all.
Thank
So
you.
what I was saying is that sometimes just for the aesthetics, you can buy a book, and so you get the bonus of it not
Right.
only it being beautiful, but the content is also deep and also pleasurable to read. So Annette, congratulations
Thank
on this
you.
new work. I cannot wait
Thank
to get
you.
my copy.
Yeah.
I will get it directly from you so I can get it
Get it
autographed.
go on the website, and I will
Yeah,
autograph it for you. Go on the
yeah. So
website, authornetphillip.com, and I will, because I'm the one mailing them right now.
yeah.
Until I get a little bit, bigger, then I can do UPS.
No, no, no. When you get a little bigger, then you will really have time to sit down and autograph all your books and send
Yeah,
them out personalized. But the
exactly.
it's on there, author AnnettePhillip.com. Go on there, buy your book, buy the book, support.
Oh,
This is
and
not an infomercial, but I just feel like we come on here and we talk about wonderful work. And what's the point about talking about it and folks don't get it in their hands or on their screen to read it and to really experience it. So that's why nowadays when I talk about whether it's a song, whether it's books, whether it's art, I spend a lot of time encouraging our people to buy it because we have to encourage our talent
Yep.
to be able to they share it with us. It takes effort, um, and it takes so much what you would say wherewithal to sit down and to write a little bit of a show of support. The book is not expensive. Um, a latte at Starbucks probably costs more than the book. So buy the book. It means a lot.
Thank
You
you.
get that gratification that somebody appreciates what I have enough to buy it. So I am on that soapbox and say buy the book.
Thank you. And June 8th, I want everybody to know I'm going to be at the Dominican Diaspora Art Expo on June 8th. If you guys are coming to Irvington, New Jersey, I'm going to be there. I have a table. All my books will be there. So you guys can also check me out as well. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. 8th of
Mhm.
June, the third annual,
Third one.
third one. COVID caused whatever we skipped, but I'll be there
Yeah,
as
me
well.
too.
767 um,
Stuyvesant.
Stuyvesant Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey. It's a
Mhm.
Saturday. It's all day Saturday. You know,
From 10
and there are
a.m.
all the different types of vendors, um, personal care products, skincare products. As a matter of fact, Maslin is going to be my guest next week, so we'll talk about
Nice.
it even more. But the food, I mean, if you're having that Dominican food, you have, as they say, half of your life is gone. I know you have some Trini. I know you have some Trini fans on there, and I love
Be
Trini.
careful, be careful.
I love Trini cuisine. No, I love Trini cuisine. But if they haven't had Dominican food, they should come to try Dominican food. There's a lot in common. As a matter of fact, I make friends with my Trini friend and tell them that a Dominican started Trinidad because surprisingly we have a lot in common. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say surprisingly, but we do have a lot in common. And so come out. And Annette, most important about that expo for us tonight is that Annette will be there. She has a table and she will have all the books available. You
Mhm.
can buy it directly from her. You can meet her. When she personalizes the cover, it will be very personal because she'll be standing right there with you.
Yeah.
And so, folks, that's it, Annette. I want to tell you so much. Thank you for taking
Thank
the
you for having
time,
me too. Thank you
yeah,
for
to come
having
out and
me.
spend an hour. It's a
Yeah.
little more than an hour with me.
Yeah.
I
Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate it. I'll give you a few minutes to close, to talk about your work, talk about Her Words Unleashed, and anything
Yeah.
else that I may not have had the opportunity to ask you.
Well, her words unleashed. And yeah, told me earlier, and I kind of said a little bit about it that it's all about me and my feelings, what I feel about everything life offers, and I don't know where the inspiration to come up with her words unleashed, but I did. I came up with it, and then I came up with the idea for the mouth, and it worked. It worked. And my designer, she's very good at that, designing and putting things together like that. We've worked together before, so I know she was going to do a great job. And all the poems in there, we have three different parts. I have a dedication to my mother. I have one set out for
Speaking about that, because Sunday was Mother's Day, I had intended for you
oh
to read the Mother's poem in honor
oh
of
I
all
could
the Happy
yeah I
Mother's
could
Day
do
to
it.
everybody
I could do it.
who's listening tonight. If I can indulge you,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, so this is she got a whole 2 pages for herself.
Wow.
Dedication to my mother, and
Hmm.
there's a picture of her right there on there.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Hmm.
I had to put her in there.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I could read that one before we
Please,
go.
please, to all the
Mhm.
mothers, a special
So all the
dedication from
mothers,
Annette and
this was one I wrote some years ago, and I felt like I needed to dedicate this book and to my mom. Love for a mother. To me, she is as beautiful and sweet as a melodious harp playing on angel strings. She goes the extra mile, like any true mother would. Her advice is dead on right, no cliches, innuendos, or I told you so plights. She is truly gentle and warm as a Caribbean summer breeze on a warm twilight night. What would I do without you, mother dear? I can't imagine, for that is something my heart can't bear. You make things so simple, so stress free, and I have to say, you really do care. I need to appreciate you, believe in you, and respect you all the year through. For a mother like you is indeed a unique gem that is truly, truly so rare. You carry yourself with so much flair. You are my queen, my confidant. I love you, oh mother dear. When I was sick, you took care of me like only a mother could. You fed me, clothed me, kept me safe from harm. After God, you are the closest one who embraced me with love. You would risk your life for me, make sacrifices without thinking about the outcome. You are quiet and listen when I talk. Your patience and understanding is unique and spot on. I want to hold you and hug you every day, no matter how old I have become. Mama, I love you to the moon and back. You are my best friend, my confidant. I'm glad God picked you for me. We make such a great team. Through our ups and downs, we will still respect each other. Our mother daughter relationship transcended throughout our lifetime. I love you like no other. I'm so glad you are my mother. The
Th-
end.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give such a special Happy Mother's Day
Yeah.
to
Happy
all the
Mother's Day,
mothers in
everybody.
here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And to everybody who has a mother, whether they have transitioned and are now an angel or they're still with us, um, thank you for reminding me of that as well. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I am looking forward to seeing you on the 8th of June at the Expo, the Diaspora and Expo in New
Yeah.
Jersey. Also, I'll put it in my calendar. I hope I can make it to the 24th at Q and Willow
That'd be really
um,
nice.
at 7
Yeah.
p.m. You say
PM.
they have an open
Yes.
mic.
Yes.
So we'll see
Yeah.
how that works out.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and I wish you all the
Thank you for
best.
having me also. Thank you.
Yeah. And so, listeners, I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. We're talking books, we're talking poems, we talk poems, we talk emotions, we talk feelings, because that's what poetry is. We talk of, you know, and those are my favorite times. I mean, I talk politics too. That is kind of like the same thing. But no, I love the arts and that I've watched you grow. I've
Thank
watched
you.
you grow. And from the first time I met you when you had just done Sammy, the first
Oh
book,
yeah, right.
to
Yes, I did.
now,
Mhm.
definitely that metamorphosis that you talk about Nola, I can
Mhm.
certainly see that growth. So continue to strive,
Thank
continue to
you.
achieve,
Thank
and
you.
continue to share your brilliant talent with us.
Thank you. I
Really
will.
appreciate that
Yeah.
encouragement that you
And
need.
I want to
Uh-huh.
thank. I just want to thank the viewers also because I feel like without them, I wouldn't even be here. Like even be motivated to even write a fifth book. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've gotten a lot of support from a lot of people. People that didn't know me got to know me. People started following me on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and they've been cheering me on. And I really, some of them came on tonight just to support me. And I want to thank you guys so much for that because without you, I would not be able to do this. Thank you so much.
And thank you for sharing such brilliant talent with us.
Thank you.
Continue
Yes,
to go from
I
strength to
will.
strength and continue to rise. And so, folks, there we have it. Another episode of This Week in Interview. I had a beautiful guest, wonderful guest, Miss Annette, author Annette Phillip, award-winning poet and writer. We really, really had a good time, and I hope you had equally a good time um, sharing that conversation that I had with Annette. And as I said, she says that she has an open mic at Q and Willows. It's a bookstore in Queens, New York, where her book is available. And Bookery Inc. is also available. But at Q's and Willows, she'll be there on May 24th at 7 p.m. There's an activity there. And on June 8th, there's also an activity there. So So thank you guys for staying with us. Thank you to the team behind this production. You guys do it every week. I can see, the, the efforts pay out. And you, the listeners, thank you for tuning in. And I encourage you, please support. When I talked to Annette, I wanted to tell me that she saw a bump in her sale from this weekend interview. Do that for me, please. I would really appreciate that. So good night, folks. Have a wonderful remainder of your week, and we're going to do this again next week, Wednesday. My guest is going to be Miss Maslin Edwards. We're going to be talking about the Diaspora Expo that's coming up. If you haven't been there, I know there are folks coming as far as from Florida um, to participate. I remember there was once I went, there were folks that came from Canada to be part of the expo. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. It's worth coming to. And I know Super L, I think, is going to be the guest performer at, at that at that program. So, good night, folks, and we will see you again next week Wednesday. Stay safe. Enjoy your last few cool days before the summer heat really kicks in, and all the best. Good night.